So I'm finally at the Kolsai lake. I took the car up from Sati village, a trip of 15-20 minutes and a cost of 5,000 tenge. There are 3 Kolsai lakes, fancily enough called Kolsai 1, Kolsai 2, Kolsai 3. And today I will walk between Kolsai 1 and Kolsai 2. Kolsai 3 is off limit because it's in a border area. The round trip is about 15 kilometers. So it's a day trip, but it's not a particularly hard day trip. Boardwalks along the shoreline or above the shoreline. In one way I find it sort of unwilderness-like, and I sort of doesn't like it, but on the other hand it makes it very easy to walk, and I guess it's necessary to have it to limit erosion. Turned out I was on the wrong side of the lake, even though I followed the sign. So I have been going from boardwalk in the shade to trail in the sun. But it's more peaceful here. Other side you find the groups, you find the noisy city dwellers. So I'm happy. And there is the river delta for the river between the 2 Kolsai lakes. From now on, at least for a good while, the trail is going alongside the river. Until now it has been going quite high up in the hill above the lake, up and down. There are 2 trails there, horse trail and pedestrian trail. When out like this, I love to take it slowly, to walk slowly, to sit down, look around, to really notice the small details, like the smells, the sounds, the sculpture of trees, sculpture of clouds, the shapes of water in a river, insects fighting, insects eating, flowers, you name it. And that is so much part of the whole thing. Not only the landscapes, which most people only focus on, but all the small detail. I urge people to do like I do. Take it slowly, notice things. That makes things so much more rewarding, so much more interesting. To be out in nature is hard work. Not in the sense that it's hard work, because it's a pleasure, but because you have to have all your senses open. Your smell, your ears, your eyes, even your sense of feeling, even your taste buds sometimes. And also make less noise. People are so noisy, screaming, shouting, talking all the time. you don't notice nature that way. So finally made it to Kolsai 2 lake. It was quite a hard climb the last bit. Quite a muddy one, quite a slippery one between rocks. But now I'm here, and this is as far as we are allowed to go, because now we are in the border zone with Kyrgyzstan. So we will be physically stopped by border guards if we continue. Weather has been a bit threatening for a while now, with the clouds running in and thunder. And the thunder is very enhanced between those mountains. There has not been any rain to talk about yet, only a few drops. But I expect that the way down will be a lot wetter. And I can see a few drops out on the lake. There is a beautiful campsite at Kolsai 2. So it's day 2 and it's Kaindy Lake that's up for grab today. Beautiful, very special place. And sadly also out is all the howling, screaming, shouting, selfie people who are not interested in nature at all. That is kind of annoying. But except from that, this is a very special place. The main parking lot is 14 kilometers from my hotel. So I took a taxi up here, but I intend to walk through the valley down to the village again afterwards. From the main park, it's a steep climb up to the trailhead, which can be done by a taxi. And from this trailhead, it is steep down to the lake itself, only a few hundred meters. The horse trail is actually a better way to go to the lake than the so-called pedestrian trail, because on the horse trail you have some use, and on the pedestrian one there is very little of it. And if you're not taking the taxi up from the park lot, the climb on the horse trail is a bit easier, I think. I went to the other side of the lake, where a beautiful river flows into it. It's a small delta, small forested delta there. This place didn't used to be a lake, it used to be a gorge, obviously a forested one. But in 1911 there was a massive earthquake, force 8 on the Richter, which triggered a massive landslide which blocked the river in that gorge and made it into a natural dam lake, which submerged the forest, which is still preserved to this day. But now is a good time to visit this place because the trunks are getting fewer, so eventually there will be very few trees standing up here. And also the lake has become more shallow, so it's a waning natural wonder, I think. The parking lot is a small study of old Soviet era vehicles. I love this fluffy forest that surrounds the river. It's such a contrast to the otherwise dry, exposed valley. This river was fun to cross in a car, but was a little challenging to cross on foot afterwards on the way back. I had to do it with my shoes on, so I got soaking wet.